This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Wake up, everybody! Hey! That's pretty sweet, man. I guess we missed it by 5 hours. We stayed up till 1 o'clock last night. But it was looking pretty good. It was looking pretty good. So they caught Danelo Cavalcante. Yeah. So I figured my wife woke me up, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes ago and said, hey. So I watched some of it on the news for a little bit there, and I figured, well, we got to go live to do the press conference. Yeah, well, it just happened 30 minutes ago. I know. Yeah, let's see. Hey, thanks, Joel, Sane, and Kubi. Yeah, so, you know, we could... I'm pretty sure the press conference is probably on the, what the hell's the name of that? The Chester County District Attorney's Office page. That's where a lot of the other ones have been. I mean, I'm sure it's all over the place, so maybe if you know exactly if there's another Facebook page or something like that, let me know. Yeah. There's video of them all over the place. Let's see.
Finally.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Hey, thanks, Linda, and Vintage Mom of 3. Yeah, I was gonna actually I was actually gonna open up the while we were waiting, that scanner site. And then rewind it. We were so close. It was just, you felt like they were right on the track there. And this guy is just, man. I mean, it's amazing that he even kept going and going and going all the way till this morning. So here's Patch at
Unit 93, Sam 4. CP calling, Unit 93, Sam 4.
Unit 93, Sam 4.
93, Sam 4, yeah.
The command post is looking for Sam 4. Wasn't able to get a hold of him. I just was going to try him here.
Alright, stand by. I'll try to reach her myself.
CP calling, Unit 93, Sam 5.
93, Sam 5.
Unit 93, Sam 5, you still need to be relief, correct?
That's correct. My release is en route. He's going to relieve me directly.
Copy that.
Unit 02, call 3 status.
And we'll go.
Unit 02, call 3, okay.
93, Sam 9. Sam 4, I'll be giving you a call.
3-2, pull 2 to command. Got a gray Chevy Silverado pickup coming north on 100 from Flowing Springs. You've been checked.
Copy.
Yes, 32 call 2.
Chester, Mickey 55 round.
Yeah, 3.506. Control 10 to Frank units, control 20, be advised, keys and radios are secure for shift change. Keys and radios are secure.
55-1.
David Joe is clear.
Hold it.
Yeah, 3.506. Just County Learning Center, 1635 Lincoln Highway. In the parking lot for what?
CP to all units on the perimeter, stand by for message. CP to all units on the perimeter. Subject is in custody, confirmed subject is in custody.
There we go.
Into 1 Sam on your status.
Okay.
Sam 42, did you monitor that last transmission on the perimeter?
Negative, I don't have access to the ERT channel.
You said the subject is in custody.
Yes!
3-4 is their number.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, 3.506. The caller advice has been going on for 2 or 3 days, saying that staff is aware he's calling, and they're following him. Principal and the teacher are outside with him. No weapons, no enticing.
3428-345, 28-345.
Repeat and confirm. Right. Subject is in custody. Confirming he is in custody.
Into 1 Sam on your status.
Yes. Okay.
Into 1 Sam on the unit 1549. You check MC for the parking point.
1549, okay.
Chester County, all cars and stations. The radio room, Chester County government, and the various other agencies working on the prisoner escape are proud to announce the subject is in custody. Repeating, subject is in custody. Authority of the radio room, time 08:18 hours.
60 to Jamaica. Go ahead. Hey, can you do a verbal face-to-face with your school and tell them? I'll do the same for St. Elizabeth. Adam, one has Pickering Valley. And then I'll go over to Beth Israel.
Pretty sweet. Oh, God, man. Jesus.
Got it.
37 to 50, Black Cherokee inbound. Drug and alcohol rep.
91 David 15 in service.
02 call 2, can I get a print insert on the registration? Showing expired November 22.
Yeah, 91 15 copy.
3.5
Okay.
Yeah, 3.502.
9191 in service.
Yeah, 67 Paul 80. Yeah, 3.502. Travel time on Gazeras.
Okay. Well, so they got him. Copy that, George.
Paul, the control sending mileage. Go with ending. 122687. 122687. Alley's clear, Sally clear. Yeah, 43 Paul 30.
Yeah, I told them, but they won't do anything if it's mobile. Unit 40 call 3.
In 40 sector, I have a report of a domestic. Number 19, Fairway Road, 19 Fairway. Okay. In 40 sector.
Okay.
Chester County, you'll have
65-year-old female coming from home. Fell from standing and complained of left ankle pain. She's alert and oriented. 205.
Are you considering main route? Yeah, 43 Paul 40, okay. Subject is a key fan, no weapons, no intoxication. Is she able to start the wheelchair and triage?
She can sit in the chair right there.
I think that was about it. Let's see if
You
there's
can
one.
close the Sally Port door.
0 plus 10, 10 8.
84, okay.
Can you clear from that radical beyond the traffic stop, please? Sam 10, I'm fine. Unit 47, Paul 4. Last unit calling, say again. 17, David 25. 67. 2 minutes, probably going to be shut down for a little bit. At least I got a lot of beavers that need to come out. 12. Okay.
5 units for the 10 sector, 418 Grand Street, 418 Grand Street.
So that's pretty
Burglary
amazing.
In progress. We have a juvenile call on the line, male trying to get into the home.
94 Tom 2. Party.
Yeah, I was watching the sun, seeing
Alright, thank you.
1549 yards. 19, 1220 copy.
15.90 and 1220, okay. Right across the street. 1-5 units.
They cut off his.
Juvenile, 79-year-old female. Doors are locked. No one else in the residence. The actress describes a white male wearing a black mask, no clothing description, carrying a bag. Unknown weapons, no intoxication.
678 out.
Unit 55, stand 2. 183 Beaumont Road, 183 Beaumont. Ambulance going out for 89-year-old female. Injured person from assault.
Unit 1-5, David, unit. Last going.
David 60. I'm in the rear of that house.
Looks like there's a school right across the street.
Yeah, she's got
150.
There's 2 L's, 183 Belmont Road.
Unit 1-5, David 60, okay in the rear. Call taker was advising they could hear noise in the background, sound like people talking. They disconnected on us, voicemail and call back. Let's see if we can get a rapid SOS.
5, what up? The area.
Yeah, I saw him when he's walking with the police. He's really tiny.
1590, we sure of the house number?
01590, 418 Grand Street, 418 Grand Street. Call taker was advising that there was noise in the background after the juvenile caller stated that no one was home with her. They disconnected on us. We attempted to call back voicemail.
To a front and a little bit of a trough basically means
right across the street.
4750 Chevy Equinox inbound. Attorney.
1-5 units also. No incident history for the phone number or the address.
Yep, street 3 phone response. Max 2-1.
1-5 CM1. We don't have a
Jeez, I should have stayed in
Grant.
bed with for 127 people.
It's an animal complaint. You're MDC.
Oh, man.
Right door.
015 CM1, okay.
What's that for?
015 CM1. Attempted calling her back twice. She's sending me right to voicemail.
Alright, I'm gonna turn this off.
And your status.
What's this, 30?
30.
Maybe a less noise.
Alright, well, that was pretty cool. They seemed pretty excited. That one lady said, yes. Anyways, last night when we went to sleep finally at 1 a.m., they were right here, flying around. They seem to have a signature, heat signature. I don't know if that's what they, if that ultimately led to what they found, but it was flying around right in this area, exactly where they were talking about. So apparently it led to him being captured. Yeah. No, I mean, but 127 people, man, that's just like, really? Seems like more freaks would be here, but they're probably watching the live streamers. That's it. Yeah. So I figure they're going to have the press conference on their Facebook page, but if anybody else has a link of where it's going to be, send it to me. Just want to make sure. If not, you'll be able to find it somewhere out there. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. How it's just all, how he escaped for that much time. I mean, I think the law enforcement was tracking him as good as they can. I mean, think about, like, everyone always, it's easy for people to go, oh, yeah. I mean, it is kind of weird how long it took, but, you got to figure the FBI, all the top people that know how to do this shit were involved, so he was just able to elude using various techniques. Probably now he'll say exactly, we'll get to hear all of that information. Yeah, well, it's 3 minutes, but I don't see anything on their page where they're rustling around or anything. So, you know, if anybody has a link where they're going to be at, make sure to send it to me. Yeah, well, I'm on their Facebook page, but I don't see anything related to it yet. Like anybody, a link with people wrestling around or anything. Yeah, it's right here. Yeah. It sounds like the helicopters are, all three of them are right in the same spot. Almost like news helicopters. Hey, look where they caught him. I think, anyways. Still don't see it on there. Oh, yeah, I don't really have it. The goal's just from yesterday. It was from last night. I didn't have time to do anything. I don't know. I don't really have a goal or anything. I was just coming on to do the press conference. That was from yesterday. Well, there we go. That's the standard. Okay. Don't see the link. Do you have to click anywhere? I mean, wouldn't it just show up on their Facebook page at the top once you just sort of refresh it? Right, it's just not there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alley Cat. Last night we did a lot of streaming yesterday. I think, gosh, 5, 6, 8 hours or so. Still don't see it. Okay. Okay, that's on that side. I guess we could play that. It doesn't load up on here. Should. This one's only one coming out of one side. Yeah, I'm already on that page. Wait, is there another one? I mean, all their other press conferences were on their Facebook page, so that's where I'm expecting it to be. Ah, man, I'm tired. I only slept 4 hours right there until so I'm going to go back to sleep after that. I don't think these people know where it was. Still nothing there. Thanks, Tammy Brown. It's so funny. What happened? It's hard to find it on this map here. Hold on. No. Still not on their page. Somewhere right in there. Wish I had the helicopter up there. Don't have it. It's supposed to be on their Facebook page. Colleen. That's what everybody. Oh, run over here, and then nobody's watching here. They watch somewhere else. I'm just waiting to. I can hear it in the background, and if their Facebook page doesn't have it, then I'll flip over to that one because I have a different one. And that's what it looks like on the WFMZ. You can go ahead if you want to go watch it, but we'll definitely be playing it if it doesn't show up on their Facebook. Chester County DA. But why not just watch it here, Colleen? It's right here. Well, they would brag even on any national news, too. It doesn't matter if it's on there. Most people probably aren't watching it on their news. But it does say they're going to watch it here, so it should be here. Yeah.
Thank you. You are God. 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3. It's Wednesday. It's raining. It's 9:40 a.m.
Oh, jeez. Every morning. Just let me be me, please. Thank you.
Okay, it's September 13th, 2023. We have captured the inmate following a 2-week... We're good? Okay.
Hello, living it. As in, living the dream. "25 months as a Megazoid." That was pretty sweet last night, man. It seemed like they were really onto something here. I mean, everybody was getting a little bit jumpy too, right? You could hear like, oh, I see a light. Maybe they were thinking that was the light of the sniper, the scope, and then there was somebody, oh, a walnut fell off a tree and hit a, but I don't know if, maybe it was the walnut, but it's crazy to all have 4 different people or whatever it was think it was a gunshot. It looked like it was military there. Pretty sweet. Yeah, wouldn't Border Patrol be the perfect people to look for him? I mean, because of what they do all the time. Cool, that's cool. Yeah. But if you guys would like to help support the channel, even getting up early, 6 hours last night, now we're up here doing the press conference. That would be awesome. Still nothing on their page. Obviously hasn't started yet though. Obviously, I'll probably play it later too. You know. It's gonna be a long press conference, I bet. Yep, Gummo. Yep, they got him. Really tiny person. It seems like he must have been eating food though, because he wasn't like ultra skinny. You know, they're probably getting extra details. Well, I think what'll be cool is if they come in and you know, explain to people why exactly it was so difficult. Because so many people are critical the whole time, actually ended up, you know, like rooting for the killer, you know, like. Kind of rub it in those people's faces, you know. Now there's people starting to mill around. They're lining up behind the podium. So, not sure what's going on with the Facebook page.
You can tell what can you hear me? Can you hear me okay, Tony? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No doubt that's a freak out. No doubt that's a freak out.
If anybody sees it on their Facebook page, send me a link, but I mean, I'm refreshing all the time and it doesn't pop up. Yeah, there's a lot of really stupid people that were rooting for the criminal.
Yeah, a lot of them have bars on there. Yeah, this is interesting. This might be the SWAT team. It's just interesting.
See, there are. Everybody's milling around, but still not on their Facebook page. I think you should be embarrassed if you rooted for the a guy that murdered 2 people.
I'm sorry to belabor this. There was a class photo separate from all the stuff we saw. We did not actually see it. What you were able
Someone take it. So on the affiliate or something.
Can can definitely say that it exists. Like I won't be wrong if I press it.
Oh, that's crazy. There he is. Dude. Crazy. Oh wait, trigger warning, trigger warning. Thanks, Grace. Great. Still don't see it. Cindy says, be patient, Gray, but they're lining up in the background and they're not there.
Is his mum living in the United States?
I don't know where his mom lives. Probably in Brazil.
They must have stole that one.
I see.
Yeah.
I know you only see my map, Ada, because it's not on yet. Alright? I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I'm waiting to get the one from on the Facebook page. As I've said 15 times. If it's not there, we'll switch over to the other one. Still don't see it on the Facebook page. I mean, you can see they're lined up right there, right? Like they're about ready to begin type of thing. And it's still not on their freaking Facebook. Maybe that's what the delay is.
Should I try to send this to Elizabeth? Well, that, I just took a picture. Okay.
Thanks, K-Tribe. No, I just showed, no, because I showed a picture on the screen of him, his bloody face, okay, and you saw it because I put it on the screen. I didn't keep it there very long. I put these pictures on the screen right there. See that? I think they're waiting to get their the live stream going or something. Oh, he's probably trying to escape and cut his face all up on the branches in the woods, I would imagine.
he's protesting. You dirtbag. That would have been a fucking circus. Kid had made noise.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
That's what I want to ask. We don't know. They kind of indicated it might have been thermal imaging that got him, but maybe not.
Well, that was on the scanner. Thermal imaging. That was a big.
Tall grass, sleeping on top of the rifle.
He was in tall grass, sleeping on top of a rifle.
I guess to keep it dry while it was raining. Yeah. Here we go.
Alex.
And it's not on their Facebook page. Isn't that great? That's why, Cindy, I know what I'm talking about. Might be right at the last second, though.
Good morning.
There it is. Hold on.
Pleased to be able to report.
Foremost,
that thanks to the
thank God there were no injuries to law enforcement or to the public. We obviously became deeply concerned after the suspect was able to steal a weapon. He was apprehended this morning with no shots fired. I want to say thank you to the dedicated law enforcement professionals from every level who each and every day go out of their homes, leave their families, leave their loved ones to keep us safe. The public, over the last 13 days, has had a chance to see what excellence in law enforcement means, what true dedicated professionalism is all about. I couldn't be more proud to be standing up here today with these professionals from every level. And while they did extraordinary work, we had a tremendous assist from the public here in Chester County. I want to say thank you to the public for their vigilance. Thank you for the constructive tips that they shared. Thank you for remaining on guard. We recognize this has been a concerning and trying time for each and every one of you in the region. And we want to thank you for your support of law enforcement and for your support of this effort that led to this capture today. I hope the good people of Pennsylvania, and indeed the folks all across this nation, got a chance to see how government is supposed to work, how law enforcement is supposed to work, where we all come together, where we focus on the mission. And while the women and men up here behind me may wear different uniforms and different badges, we were here with common purpose, and that was to apprehend this suspect and keep people safe. Leading this effort has been the Pennsylvania State Police. And I know I'm going to get booed by some of the folks behind me for saying this. I believe they are the finest law enforcement agency in the United States of America, and I could not be more proud to be the governor of this Commonwealth and to have the chance to serve in public service alongside these great leaders in the Pennsylvania State Police. Leading the effort for us is Colonel Christopher Paris, who did yeoman's work overseeing this operation together with Lieutenant Colonel Bivens. All Pennsylvanians, gentlemen, are indebted to you for your bravery, for your courage, and for your tremendous leadership. And with that, it's my honor to bring up the Colonel of the Pennsylvania State Police, Colonel Christopher Paris.
Thank you, Governor. I would like to make a few brief comments. I'd like to dedicate those comments
to the victims of Cavalcante and their families. At the end of the day, all of the people behind me here work for justice and for the victims. A close second to the people of Chester County. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate the dedication that you have shown us and the generosity that you have shown us. We are in your debt.
His shoes
This
look
was
too
a major
big.
operation. We know that it has affected your lives, and we're very much appreciative of that support. I'd like to thank the governor and his support
The
of
audio
us,
is really high here.
not only
That's why I switched.
with his physical presence, but his work in Harrisburg on a daily basis. I'd like to thank the Border Patrol, Customs, the FBI, the Marshals, the ATF, our federal partners, the Chester County District Attorney, Deb Ryan, and her Chief County Detective, Dave Sassa. Our municipal partners, too numerous to mention here, in Chester, Montgomery, Delaware, and Bucks counties. We could not have done this without everyone. I would like to thank, from the bottom of our hearts, the members of the Pomar Lynn Fire Company. I know the media has been in and out of here. The hospitality that they have shown us, the logistics that you need to bring to bear in an operation like this, we would have been hard-pressed to do that without them being good hosts to us. Lastly, but certainly not least in any way, shape, or form, to the women and men of the Pennsylvania State Police, thank you. Thank you for your hard work and your diligence. This is my third manhunt with Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens. It's not lost on me that it was 9 years to the day yesterday for the Blooming Grove ambush. And in all of those operational cycles, there is no person who enjoys more of my trust and confidence. He was tasked with standing this operation up. My confidence in him is marrow deep. He is the consummate professional, and I would now like to turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Bivens to give you the operational rundown of the capture of Cavalcante. Lieutenant Colonel Bivens.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Colonel. It is a true pleasure to stand here this morning and talk to all of you about bringing this manhunt to a successful conclusion and without getting anyone else hurt, most importantly. None of this would be possible without the support of this team represented by members of various agencies standing with us up here, by others standing throughout this fire hall, and by still more who are out there in the field. So let me give you a few details about how this unfolded. As you know, we have been working most recently in a perimeter established in northern Chester County. Last night, shortly after midnight, a series of events started to unfold. First, we had a burglar alarm at a residence near Prizer Road within the perimeter. Our people investigated that, did not find Cavalcante there or anyone else, but it started to bring some of our people into that area. We had been searching an area not far from there already with some tactical teams that night. There was an aircraft overhead utilizing FLIR technology, and close to 1 a.m. picked up a heat signal that they began to track.
We had that all live on here.
It was west of PA 100 and north of Prizer Road.
Oh, sweet.
Tactical teams began to converge
right here
on that location where the heat source was moving. Unfortunately, we had a weather system that also came in, and we had lightning that was flashing all around, and it caused the aircraft to have to depart the area. Tactical teams made a decision to secure that area, that smaller area, as best they could, and hold it through the storm and until we could bring additional resources in and bring aircraft back overhead to ensure that we did not have an issue with an escape. That resumed early this morning, and shortly after 8 a.m., tactical teams converged on the area where the heat source was. They were able to move in very quietly. They had the element
That's
of
awesome.
surprise.
So that heat source was him.
Cavalcante did not realize he was surrounded until that had occurred. That did not stop him from trying to escape.
Not a beaver?
He began to crawl through thick underbrush, taking his rifle with him as he went.
Wow, see? There you go. That thick underbrush
One of the
is what I
Customs
tell
and
you.
Border Control teams, BORTAC, had a dog with them. They released the dog. Some of our PSP CERT members were also there, had him surrounded. The dog subdued him, and team members from both of those teams immediately moved in. He continued to resist, but was forcibly taken into custody. No one was injured as a result of that. Excuse me. He did sustain a minor bite wound. We had medical personnel
Good for
at
dog.
the scene, and they took a look at that. Cavalcante was, as I said, taken into custody. He was transported to our Avondale station for further processing and interview, and he will ultimately be transferred to a state correctional institute where he will be housed and begin to serve his life sentence. In just a few minutes, I'll open this up to some questions, but before I do that, I want to turn this over to one of our very close partners, District Attorney Deb Ryan. I know she would like to say a few words, and again, then we'll be happy to take your questions following that.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Bivens. Today is a great day here in Chester County. Our nightmare is finally over and the good guys won. We owe a debt of gratitude to all of the first responders for their tireless and dedicated efforts in bringing this fugitive to justice. They worked around the clock, and we are deeply grateful to all of them. Our community can finally regain its normalcy and breathe a collective sigh of relief. This would not have happened without the collaboration and efforts on behalf of a multitude of agencies. I need to thank the Governor, Colonel Paris, Lieutenant Colonel Bivens for his unflappable and dedicated leadership, the U.S. Marshals, the Chester County Detectives, the FBI, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, the Department of Emergency Services, the Sheriff's Department, and every single person who went out into the field in the most horrendous conditions. We had weather problems, we had terrain problems, and a ton of obstacles that prevented our capture from occurring as expediently as we wanted. We have the best people in the business, and we never lost faith that this capture would occur. We knew that it was just a matter of time. The scope of this manhunt was extremely impressive. The brave men and women who went out there every single day are our heroes, and I am proud to be a part of this collective team of people who worked around the clock to bring this man to justice during this monumental challenge. They utilized every piece of advanced technology, dogs, drones, helicopters, every asset available was put out for this capture. I can't express our gratitude deep enough to all of them and to the community for their support. We received dozens and dozens of donations, well wishes, and kind support from everyone in the community, and we thank this firehouse for housing us. We know we disrupted their lives for a while. One of the first calls we made upon learning about this capture was to the Brandow family, who, as you can imagine, had been living in a complete nightmare. They are so grateful to the men and women who helped with this capture. They can now finally sleep again. I can't thank law enforcement enough for their efforts. Thank you.
Okay, with that,
here we go.
We will be happy to take your questions. Yes.
With the helicopter overboard, we saw the arrest taking place. There was some criticism about the photo op that was taken with the fugitive. Can you explain how that's actually a standard procedure, or what's the reasoning behind the photo op with the fugitive?
I'm aware that there was a photo op that was taken out there. Those men and women worked amazingly hard through some very trying circumstances. They're proud of their work.
Who cares if they did a photo op? What a stupid first question.
Took a photograph with him in custody.
God,
again, they're proud of their
people are
work. They kept the community safe. I say thanks to them and good job.
Sir, did he say
anything in the moment that he was captured? Have you released the name of the canine officer who's been with during his capture?
We will probably not be releasing the name. And in terms of anything that he said, we need to use an interpreter, and he has been taken back to the station, and at that point we will attempt to interview him at the Avondale station.
He didn't say anything upon capture?
I'm not aware of it. If he did, I don't have that information.
Lieutenant, your officers were authorized to use lethal force if he didn't actively surrender. Was the goal to always take him in alive?
That's always our first choice and preference. Again, that option is only to prevent the escape of a very dangerous individual. Had they not been able to contain him, that would have remained an option.
Who specifically made the arrest? Which organization?
It was a combination, it was a combined group of the Border Patrol and PSP.
At 1 o'clock caption, when he went into the van, he was stripped and had his tattoos photographed. Is that normal procedure?
Yes.
People were caring about how he was treated.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What a bunch of losers. What a bunch of...
He was proned out. I've not been told that he was asleep. I'm told that he was proned out trying to hide and then began to crawl away.
Was it the same location when you had the thermal imaging at 1 and you found him at 8?
It was in that close proximity to that, yes. No one was...
Did he smile, sir? Did he ever smile?
Agency that was flying the helicopter that first spotted the key.
That was the DEA, and that was a fixed-wing aircraft.
Were you worried as law enforcement that you had to down the plane and there could be another chance for escape? I mean, that's obviously the plane had to land, but what kind of risk did you have to calculate?
Well, you know, as I've told you throughout this investigation, there are always things we have to contend with. Everything isn't scripted and doesn't go perfectly. And so it's just another challenge. Worried, I don't think, is the word that I would use. We simply had to adapt. And so we secured that inner perimeter while always keeping our outer perimeter secure, so that if he did manage to get out of that inner, we would box him in yet again.
I agree, Cindy, I agree.
You know, I don't know that he was particularly skilled. He was desperate, and I've said that all along. You have an individual whose choice is go back to prison and spend the rest of your life in a place you don't want to be, or continue to try and evade capture. He chose the evade capture. He was in good shape, obviously able to climb, as you saw, to get out of prison. But ultimately, as I said all along, we had an amazing team assembled here, capabilities that are just very formidable. And I was confident all along that he would eventually be captured. And ultimately, this team, and I credit all of them, for bringing together their collective experience, the resources, and being able to apply that and capture him. It's never easy to find someone who doesn't want to be found in a very large area.
Previously, you said you were reserving comment on if anybody was helping him throughout the search. I know you said no one helped him this morning. Can you say now that he's in custody whether he received help these last 13 days?
There were people who were intent and intended to assist him. We had been successful, to the best of my knowledge, we had been successful in preventing that assistance from reaching him.
That's awesome.
Yes.
There had been some frustration, some criticism from the public as this was stretching on. Now that it's over, do you consider this anything other than a success?
No, it was absolutely a success. And I got to tell you, I think by and large the public stayed amazingly supportive. I had some third grade students stop by yesterday and drop off letters and notes of support for all of these responders. We put them out for them to see at briefing time and things. That's the kind of support we saw from this community.
Cool.
There will always be criticism. There will always be people who think they can do this job better, and they're entitled to that opinion. What I would tell you is, again, I put my faith in this group of experts, this group of seasoned law enforcement professionals, the dedicated men and women, not only of the Pennsylvania State Police, but of all of the other partner agencies who went out there every day. I'll put my money on them any day of the week, and I believe the community supported them and continues to.
Will he be charged with escape, and when will those charges be filed?
We'll be discussing with the district attorney what, if any, charges will be filed. But for right now, again, there is a commitment, and he is going to begin serving his life sentence at a state correctional institution.
He was his sister
now. She is in the
How come nobody's asked, what was he doing, his
that will
tactics?
proceed as had been initiated. I'm sorry? I do not.
Other than the rifle, what did he have with him? Did he have anything else?
Just the clothing and things that he was wearing.
Did he
at the
attempt
time.
to shoot? Did he attempt to try to engage?
He did not have an opportunity to, no,
How many
sir.
officers were on the ground as you converged?
I don't have an exact number, but looking at the teams we were sending in there, in the immediate vicinity was probably 20 to 25. Yes, they were tactical. They were a tactical team. You would expect camouflage, full armor, long rifles, that kind of thing.
Which agencies?
Customs and Border Patrol was their BORTAC team out of El Paso, and then Pennsylvania State Police CERT. It's our Special Emergency Response Team.
Colonel, once on the ground, from they've now pinpointed him, right? They're
Yes.
on the ground and they're quietly moving in place. Length of time?
From that point, probably 5 minutes. It played out fairly quickly once they had identified him and moved in. He detected them at that point once they were already in position, and again, he started to crawl away, and it played out very quickly then.
Sir, what is your greatest lesson from this 14-day manhunt?
You know, I don't know that there's any single lesson. I will tell you that I learned something from all of these, and as I told you before, I bring that experience to the next one. And so I just go back to, it's all about the team. It's about assembling the right group of people, the right technology, the people with can-do attitudes who will stick with you through the investigation. And that's what we did, and it's worked well for us in the past, and I'm sure will work well for us in the future.
Colonel, said there were people intending to help. I just want to see if we can get a little more detail from you on that. You did mention
There we go.
the sister was intending to help. Who else might have been intending to help? Can you give us any
And the reason I'm not going to talk about that again, as I mentioned, we will be discussing with the district attorney whether there will be any additional charges. I don't expect that there will be on that aspect, but we want to have that discussion before we disclose anything else. No, I think he stopped because his normal pattern was to travel in the late
turn up your
evening,
audio, 'cause I
early
can
or
hear the
overnight
questions.
hours. Whether he got tired or whatever, normally he typically didn't travel then later at night, and he typically did not travel during the day unless we pushed him. And we did have several instances of that where he
Here, I'll
was
turn it
pushed
up.
and had to move. But you know, he doesn't have night vision or anything like that, the type of technology that many of our operators had out there. And so traversing rugged terrain is difficult to do. I believe it was just easier for him to do in the late evening hours and late afternoon.
Pretty bloody in that picture. Is that all from the dog bite?
I believe that's what caused it. It was a scalp wound, and they
Oh, so it was the dog
pretty
who did
significantly. I'm told there was not any significant injury.
Did he have a phone?
Just one, ma'am.
That's sweet. The dog went for the head.
No, I mean, all along, you know, we asked people to secure as best they could. Unfortunately, he was still able to acquire some of those things. Again, those are just some of the challenges we deal with in an investigation like this. Our people rise to those challenges, and ultimately, again, he was successfully captured.
I know that you led the effort also in July earlier this year when that person escaped using bed sheets. It was a chocolate lab that ultimately led to his arrest, and now here we are again. You're talking about a canine moving in and basically disabling cover contact.
This is so ridiculous. Doesn't anybody want to know how the hell he evaded? Anybody? God. I'm about ready to just yell.
In the case of Tucker, he was kind of a civilian. I would say we deputized, and brought him in. He's now an honorary member of PSP, but lab. But he was not involved in this. That was in Warren that this gentleman was referring to.
Thank you, Tammy Burrell.
You know, I believe it's a Shepherd or a Belgian Malinois.
For those of us who aren't familiar
Just 1 minute, if I can come back to this gentleman. I apologize. In any event, canines play a very important role, not only for tracking, but also for, just like in a circumstance like this, safely capturing someone. Far better that we're able to release a patrol dog like this and have them subdue the individual than have to use lethal force. And so, again, our preference is always to use other means. Canines play a very important role.
For those of us who aren't familiar with the area, can you tell us a little bit more about where he was in the
What both cases? What are you talking about?
He was in the wooded area, again, west of PA 100 there. PA 100.
Are you aware of how he was getting nourishment and, liquid?
No, that'll all be part of the interview we'll attempt to do. Whether he'll talk to us or not, that's obviously entirely up to him.
I think he was right in here.
But that will be something that we'll be asking.
I bet you anything is right in there.
Can you release where he worked in Chester County prior to his 2021 arrest of homicide?
Unfortunately, I don't have that the list of those locations. I know that he did a variety of jobs installing flooring, but I don't have the specific list of work locations.
How long will he be at the Avondale Barracks?
Long enough for us to process him, and however long an interview lasts with him. I don't expect it to be for a very extended period of time, and again, at that point, he'll be transported to an SCI.
Sir, was there any concern that he would team up with another small man to step inside the trench coat, Little Rascal style?
No.
Team up with another small person? What a stupid question.
Again, I didn't see this specific capture. What I would tell you is the way those dogs are trained is to simply go to the person. They will grab whatever is closest for them to grab, and then they are trained to detain that individual. They don't just keep biting and releasing or trying to cause additional injury. They simply grab onto and try and hold that person in place until officers can get there. So that's why they're never released at some great distance or unsupervised.
Nobody won.
There are officers close by who can then move in. The handler can immediately pull the dog back off of they give him a command, pull the dog back off, and then officers take over from there.
No, he wasn't in your quadrant.
He did. I don't have the name right now.
Was there any body cam footage or doggy cam footage in the situation of him getting the arrest, anything happening?
Not that I'm aware of.
And then secondly, Border Patrol, are they here?
Yes.
Can we talk about the
your quadrant, Jesus. On planet Earth, you mean?
To make that arrest? Yeah. What your experience played in, how that made if you could step up? Sure.
Now, Border Patrol is trained in tracking and pursuing. From the time an agent comes on duty, assigned to the southwest border, they get lots of experience tracking and trailing people. And then with our technology and other resources that just aids in the searches like this one.
Different terrain than normally what you're working with, correct?
So Border Patrol is assigned to both the northern border and the southwest border. So
no problem, Joe.
We got training and experience in all types of terrain.
Oh, my wife actually, she was up before me.
We assisted the federal, state, and local partners with our resources, whether performing observation at night, searches during the day, searches during night, and then obviously we had our tactical teams here.
Is somebody going to ask how he moved around? Just like...
Just not 24 hours into regular, that you were calm, and that your commanders over this operation were also calm. In hindsight, how did you balance the obvious pressures from outside that were forever saying, find him yesterday?
Look, we had a job to do, and that was to capture Cavalcante. And I had the absolute best team working on this. I'm proud to be associated with the Pennsylvania State Police and all the law enforcement leaders who were behind me, federal, state, and local. We knew we had the best, and we knew, as Colonel Bivens said multiple times, he was desperate, and it was just a matter of time. I couldn't be more proud of them. And I want to come back to two questions over here that are related to Mr. Holden's question. One was about the assets that we deployed beyond the people. I hope that the public takes great pride in the technology, in the canines, and in all of the assets that were brought to bear here. We ask a lot of the public through their tax dollars to support the police, to support law enforcement at every level. And they got a front row seat here in Chester County and across Pennsylvania to see the extraordinary work not only these individuals do, but the great technology we're able to bring to bear to ultimately capture dangerous suspects like this. The public should take great pride in that. And then to the gentleman's question there in the suit, folks, whoever had their Eagles hoodie stolen, if you could let us know, I'll do my best to get you one of those new Kelly Green ones, okay?
Governor, can I just ask you, two escapes, two different individuals from the same prison in the same year. What do you say to people who live in this area and say, what is happening at the Chester County prison and what are you guys going to do moving forward to try and prevent this kind of thing from ever happening again?
Here in Pennsylvania, our system may be a little different from other states. We have state correctional institutions, and then we have county jails. In this case, the Chester County Jail is run by Chester County officials. They'll answer those questions as to what occurred and what changes are ultimately going to be made. Certainly, the State Department of Corrections will be here to assist in any reviews or in any other work that they need done to make sure that that facility is secured. They obviously have a lot of work to do there, and I'm confident under the leadership of Chairwoman Moskowitz and
kind of throwing them under the bus
Ryan
there.
and other leaders in the county, they'll get that done.
Is it estimated that the cost of the manhunt is about $1 million a day?
I can't, put a price tag on it. We'll do our best to make sure
No reward
that
paid
whatever
out.
can be tallied up is and is shared with the public. At the state level, I can't speak for our local or federal partners.
Governor, you mentioned the pattern of what time of day you would travel. Were there any other patterns that you picked up on that were key in tracking and gaining him and then ultimately catching him?
There were a number of things that that we picked up on, and he didn't follow the same pattern every single time.
Okay, here we go.
Seemed to like to travel via creek beds.
There we
he
go.
liked other paths.
We
of
talked
less
about that, didn't we?
resistance, wood lines, power lines, gas lines.
I
that
said
type
all
of
those
thing.
things. Yeah.
And that's actually fairly normal. Nobody wants to have to force their way through very heavy underbrush and things. And again, I mentioned the time of day, but all of that combined with some outstanding work.
So he's on
and
the edge of those
technology is
tree
really
lines,
what,
not in
what
it.
brought this to a successful conclusion.
People in Chester County are grateful for your efforts. I know you mentioned
Yeah, why not bring up the tunnels, remember?
and capture. Ultimately, that tactic was successful. Anyone that you would like to thank at this time? I know Landhope donated breakfast yesterday. Wawa has been big help with lunch. Any small businesses you'd like to thank? And then again, the people of Chester County.
I will tell you that we have been compiling a list, and I don't want to stand here right now because I will absolutely miss many. Some of those that you mentioned have been outstanding supporters of us, and I thank them. We will publish a list of all who helped us out because we are very, very appreciative. That level of support is really one of the things that allows our people to focus on the task at hand and to try and be successful even quicker than we might otherwise have to be. When I gave you all a tour of the facility in here, I talked a lot about logistics and the support that's required to field a team of 3, 4, 5 or more hundred law enforcement officers out there. It takes a lot to put it out there. And so the help of all of those folks, the help of the average person who stopped by and dropped off
you'd have
a
to been
case
up
of water
5 more
was
hours,
very much
Sherry.
appreciated, not only for the case of water, but also just for the kind thoughts of and words of support that they always included when they dropped that off.
And also contained and captured, so that tactic was the way to go.
Yes, as I said, we always take a multifaceted approach, and so depending on the circumstances, there's always a contingency, and we're always prepared to move in whatever direction we need to. I'm sorry.
Were officers wearing any body cameras in the lab?
Uh-oh. Their feed froze for a second. There we go.
It was a DEA fixed-wing aircraft. I believe that's South Covington. I would have to look at a map. We were operating in several townships there, but again, it was north of Preiser
Nice.
and west of PA 100.
Where were you when this all happened, and do you have a personal feeling of satisfaction for
So it was one of those aircraft, the planes
very long,
that came
hard
down.
work? How does this feel for you this morning?
I was here in the command
There's
post
not a
when the
conspiracy,
capture
Nikki.
occurred,
Zibs.
and
Not a conspiracy.
yes, I'm very happy that this occurred and that no one was injured. You know, it brought a new level of danger for all of our people out here in the field when we knew that he obtained a firearm. And so, for me, the biggest sense of relief is that no one in the community was harmed, and no law enforcement officer was harmed either. So that's the win.
Sir,
So-
were you mobile the whole time, or did he set up a basing exercise?
No, I believe he was more mobile the entire time.
Sir, what prison is he being transported to?
We're not releasing that, but it is going to be a state correctional facility, and once he is secure there, I believe they will release where he is being housed.
Lieutenant Colonel Bivens, you said that multiple people attempted to help him. Did he have any means of communication to reach out to those people and coordinate with them as to where he was?
He did not at the time that we captured him. Yes, ma'am. Well, as I addressed a few minutes ago, yes, he had the firearm with him. Yes, he was a threat. He did not have an opportunity. I believe he was taken by surprise, and I believe the canine played a large role in him not being able to utilize that firearm. What I would tell you is, again, that it is our last choice, our last preference to use lethal force. And so while there were other options, the team did the responsible thing, did what they're trained and what we expect, and they used other options. And again, lethal force is always the last option.
He's going in for questioning. What kinds of information are you going to be trying to get from him? Like, what kinds of questions will you ask?
That's bogus,
We have
Scott.
the criminal investigators
There's
that
no
have been
U-Haul
involved
truck.
in this, everything from the escape.
That's what
up
he said
to the
anyways.
time that he has been on the run. I'm sure all of that will
No, he didn't
be,
have a phone. Who
included
thought he had a
in their
phone?
list of questions, whether he'll choose to
Jesus.
talk. I have no idea, and that will be his choice.
Can you assure and guarantee the public that this man will not escape again, because clearly he has the ability to do that? Can you say that now?
I can assure you he will not escape while he is in our custody. He will be turned over to a state correctional institution. I have every confidence that they will be able to safely and securely house him as well.
Lieutenant Colonel, was he in the perimeter of the perimeter that you had outlined yesterday? Was that?
He was.
He was.
Yes, sir.
How close to the edge of the perimeter was he? You know, where in the perimeter?
It was within the perimeter, and he would have been within a few hundred yards of the eastern edge of the perimeter.
Colonel, in terms of the public being involved, there was videos surfacing of vigilantes in Chester County trying to get involved in this case. Moving forward, if something like this happens again, what would you tell the public in regards to getting involved in a case like this?
I would ask them the same thing that I asked this time, and that is, please don't come out and try to become involved like that. You potentially take away resources that would otherwise be spent on the search trying to deal with those individuals, and we don't want one of them to get hurt unintentionally.
How far was the capture from where the burglary happened last night?
Within a quarter mile.
Colonel, once processed,
It wasn't a burglary, it was an alarm, by the way, but
once processed, any idea in ballpark time until transfer?
it depends on whether he is cooperative and is interviewed. That could take minutes to hours, but I don't have the answer yet whether
Does he
he's...
have a lawyer, do you know?
I'm not aware of that.
Sir, do we know if his sister and mother entered the country via Puerto Rico as well?
I don't believe his mother is here, and I don't have that information immediately available here about where they entered. As I said, his sister, though,
You're
is
incorrect,
in the
Cindy.
process of being deported now.
Do you have time for 2 more questions?
Lieutenant Colonel, after everything that you've been through, seen with
It was 20-something miles away from where you were saying.
plan on having a conversation with him, asking him anything about all this?
No, the investigators are quite competent. They'll gather the information that we believe is important if they're able to, and I'm confident that everything we need will be gathered in that way. There's no reason for me to have a personal discussion with him.
What's your message to anybody else who tried to escape?
Well, I think it's a very bad idea, obviously, and
Cindy
we
was
will be
over here.
should something like this occur again.
Northwest
We'll put the team back together,
quadrant.
and we'll be right back
Okay.
out after them. Okay? Thank you all. Thank you,
He was found up here. Yes, Cindy for the win, everybody. Yeah, Cindy for the win. All right, well, there you go, everybody. Awesome. Yeah, so last night when we were doing the show, we were up till like 1 o'clock in the morning because they had a heat signature that they were following over here. Now, there's no boom for Cindy. Was about as off as you could possibly get on this case. All right, Cindy had it right here in this northwest little quadrant right there. And now she's saying, she said northeast quadrant, which when we were talking about it, would have been right over here, right? And it was literally like 20-something miles away over here, okay? So that's a 0 on a test for Cindy, all right? Absolute 0. All right, you guys, well, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Oh, God. Let's see. Yeah, so that's it. And I think we covered it when we started covering it accurately. Going through the creek beds. I thought maybe you went through the middle of the woods, but it sounds like you would just go along the tree lines because nobody wants to go through the thick brush, as he was talking about. And using other various techniques, I guess. What's a reverse 911 call? That's when they call people. Isn't that kind of obvious? Let's see, you forgot. It's like when there's an emergency, the police call people. Yeah. Now, you were about as far away as you can get, Cindy. You were, as a matter of fact, let me go back to the closest guess from the day that we were doing it would be somebody like Cali Gal 3, right? She was saying in the northeastern part of this search area, right? So then if you extended it out this way, then yeah, I mean, you kind of get up in the northeast up there. So Cali Gal 3 was the closest, okay? Right, Cindy, I just said that. Nona 617. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's do the Michael Jackson thing one last time now. All right. Well, probably the only time we'll cover it again is when there's a information about like what happened after they interview him and it leaks out like where he went and the different pieces of information. Hold on, everybody. CR1 month. Yep, no problem. I know I wasn't one of the people that was like in the forefront of covering this case. I bet it was like all the freaks, everybody wanted to cover it, so I switched over to it. But it was pretty interesting. It wasn't, incredible or anything. It's just kind of fun watching it come to fruition. What we should do is turn that, like actually record it and flip it. Hey, let me try this. Hold on. Let's just do a little quick video. I think it'd be funny. Hold on. Let's see. How do I do this? Yeah, let's do some video editing for a minute. Should be good. Hey, thank you so much, Just Junie. You've never heard of reverse 911? Man. All right, so I'm gonna capture some of the Just a second. Where is that? It's gonna be fun, you guys. We'll do a quick little video. I'm just gonna record this. What an awesome beat that is, by the way. That's there we go. Got that little piece right there. Export MP3 to, let's see, 13th. Billie Jean. I think this will be sort of funny, actually. Hold on. Ding 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 ding. There we go. Let's see. It's gonna be awesome, you guys. Here we go. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Okay, here we go. Probably don't need the rest of that. All right, here he goes. This is it. Woo! Can I get a boom? There we go, everybody. Oh yeah. Take this, sucker. Oh yeah. That's hilarious. Oh man. Maybe I should do like a YouTube short with this one. Really quick. I think I need to speed up the flip part instead of the slow. Let's see. It's like quick. There we go. And then maybe once he goes right to there. Bring it in again. And cut that part off. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it, you guys. Let's see. That's pretty crazy, though, to be able to do that move, though, don't you think? Here, let me just export this really fast. There we go. All right, you guys, that's going to do it. We will see you guys later, all right? Thank you guys for all the support you guys give the channel. I appreciate it. When I say guys, it's for everybody. What do you mean, Gray? I'm a gal. I'm a something else. I don't even know. Yeah, whatever. Okay, guys is sort of a, you know, I don't know what you call it. A general term. Girls say guys to their friends. I don't, Gray, so I don't like it. Well, too damn bad. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you later, all right? And thank you to, specifically, see, Kubi, Joel, Sane, Linda Howe, Vintage Mom 3, Danielle, Alley Cat, Tammy Morell, Grace and Grit, K-Tribe, Saul T, Rhonda Haley, Carrie, Teresa Murray, Tammy Morell, Joe Martin Borelli, Nona 617, and Just Junie. Thank you. All right, well, we'll see you guys later. And sorry, Cindy, but I think you actually owe me for being so off. All right, thank you very much, and be safe out there. I was thinking more of, let's see. I don't remember what the hell we were talking about now. Man. That's not the word I was looking for. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, ya, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.